Yes, yes, yes. What's going on, everyone? What's going on, everybody? I don't know where you are in the world, wherever you are in the world. I'm just glad that you can tune in. I'm just gonna jump right into it because sometimes I tend to drift and formulate thoughts as they appear in my head, and that causes people to get confused on where I stand or what is the message or my opinion. So check this out, man. I love China, and here's why. It's very simple for me, man. China has been the underdog. China is the underdog's underdog. Just like how Joel Ortiz would say in that 125 bars. I'm the underdog, underdogs. I love the odd, right? So China is an underdog. China has been the underdog's underdog. You gotta love the odd. China is the bullied who appears now to be the bully. That's how I gotta put it. I'm talking about China as a whole. I'm not even talking about no Jin, nor China Mac, or one of them over there. As a whole, it includes everybody. Jin, China Mac, and whoever else you got over there that can speak on China. As a whole, that includes them. But if you go individually and all that, like put Jin aside, put China Mac's opinion aside, but everybody's right is entitled to an opinion. So let's get into it. Now, to understand why I said China is an underdog, we'll have to bring a parallel to why China is leading the race. And the reason why China is leading the race, it's very simple. But let me start by playing a clip here. Let me see if I can find it. It's one of the Malcolm X's speech, right? So let me just try to find that. If I can find that, then we're good. Uh, Let me unshare my chess game that I didn't even start yet. Unshare that. Remove that. Yeah, again, for me, it's clear, because a lot of time, man, I be talking and we're not sure what I'm saying. Am I speaking against? Because a lot of people call me, they call me, they're like, brother, be careful what you're saying. They say something about charges, like, I forgot the name, what he said. Let me see. Some type of charges say it's very serious, so be careful what you're saying against a government. But I was like, bro, what are you talking about that I'm speaking against the government? I love China. That's what I'm saying. But the way I come across, the way I'm saying things, I'm mixing a lot of things. So you might think I'm saying one thing, or I'm with one thing, but I'm not. All I'm saying is that I love China. So, with that said, my man, I'm gonna jump right into it by playing a clip. Share screen. All right, what am I sharing? Share screen. Okay, this is what I'm playing for y'all, man. Pay attention, cause I'm about to get into it on why I love China, and why is it leading the race, and why we shouldn't even hate on them. I mean, we shouldn't even hate on China. I'm not talking about that, the whole Asian hate. I'm not there yet. I'm gonna get into it another day, but I'm not there yet. Right now, I just want to clarify, because you might misunderstand my message or my opinion. So I just want you to place me in one position and then see where I'm going with it. Um, Play a clip. All right, right here. And I hope everybody can hear it, man.
The thing that one doesn't have a Chinaman's chance.
Let's see.
But they don't say that anymore. They use that expression back when China was weak. But now since Mao Zedong has been successful in making China a strong country, The Chinese have more chance than anybody else. So this thing has become outdated. Well, just as it took a strong China to give a Chinese person respect wherever that Chinese person is found on this earth, when we get a strong Africa,
Hold up. I'm
the
going to
person of
rewind
African
this.
origin or African ancestry will be respected any place on this earth, even in America. But he will not be respected earth,
Hold up.
even in
I have
America.
to
But he
rewind
will
this.
not be respected in America until Africa is strong,
Yeah, I
just as
gotta.
the Chinaman wasn't respected abroad back when China was weak. But they don't say that anymore. Chinaman's chance. But they don't say that respect in America. They used to have a saying that
Hold up. Let me make sure that the volume is up. Everything is up. Um, Let me do it this way. Let me make sure that you can hear me clearly. Let me make sure that y'all can hear me clearly. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let me wonder. Okay, I just want to stop right there again. I don't want anybody to be confused where I stand at. I already told you when I started this video, I love China. So I don't want nobody to text me or call me telling me about how, I'm here speaking against the government and things of that nature. No, I'm saying what I have to say, and I'm saying it without, going too far left or, too far on the right. I'm staying right there in the middle, but I'm expressing myself. And so if there's anything that you don't agree with, you're more than welcome to come on my live. You're more than welcome to, to send me details through messaging, through however you can reach me, and we can have this conversation now. This conversation now that I'm having now, you're allowed to have conversations, man. When we're saying not criticizing the government and things of that nature, there's repercussion and consequences. That's another thing, you know what I'm saying? That's how they run the country, and that's how it's gonna be. And we have no say into how one is running a country. Or we do have a say on one how they running a country, but it's just an opinion, though. You can have an opinion, but when it comes to you not saying factual things and just going around and spreading rumors, then that's a problem. So again, I just want people to know that I love China. It's not like I don't love China. I love China, but so once we got that out of the way, but let me get into it. I'm already into it, but let me get deep into it. So how am I gonna get deep into it? It's raining out there. How am I gonna get deep into it again? So basically, what I'm trying to say to y'all is that After listening to what Malcolm X had said, I don't know if you guys got the message in it. What he said that there's a word called Chinaman's chance in the dictionary, mind you. And Chinaman's chance is okay. Let's go to Google. Let's go to Google and even find out if Malcolm X is lying. Because if Malcolm X is lying, then I have no point. You know, I gotta shut down this whole live, shut down this whole video, and don't even talk about it again. But let's see if Google has Chinaman's chance on there. So let me share the screen again. Let me go on Google real quick. Google. All right. Chinaman's chance. Chinaman's chance. Chinaman's chance. All right. Yeah. Chinaman's chance. Chinaman's chance is an American idiom first attested in 1903, meaning little or no chance at all, possibly as a reference to historical anti-Asian racism in the United States. Let me read that again. Chinaman's chance is an American idiom first attested in 1903, and it means little to no chance, possibly as a reference to historical anti-Asian racism in the United States. Now, I don't know of any black people or a leader of black people who's ever stood in front of a crowd publicly and speak in a negative way against China. I never seen that. So that leads me to believe if I'm going by the scientific method of observing, describing, analyzing, verifying the analysis, hypothesizing, verifying the hypothesis, drawing a conclusion, and generalizing, I have to come to a conclusion and generalize that it's historically impossible for a black person to hate China. You may disagree, and that's all right. If you disagree, then you let me know how you disagree, and I'll correct myself, right? But I feel like historically we've never seen somebody like a black person, a leader of any place, publicly going and speaking against China, right? That's one thing. Let me move along, man. I was trying to say, like, if a people, right, if the rest of the world, right, has already made up their mind on you, what you should be, how you should give it up, you know, and creating all kinds of words for you in the dictionary, right, in all books, right, but you rise up out of there, doesn't that make you great? That's like some Muhammad Ali type of thing, man, in Zaire type of shit, right? That's like the Muhammad Ali and Foreman in Zaire, the Rumble in the Jungle type of thing, man, right? Everybody calling you out. Everybody calling you out. So you come out of that situation, and now we're looking at you like, nah. We should slow you down. You already slowed me down. You actually counting me out from the beginning. Like I'm not even in the race, right? But let me tell you this though, man. For me, China is playing chess. If you're familiar with the game of chess, then you will understand that the game of chess has elements of checkers in it, right? But if you know how to play checkers, it's still difficult for you to know how to play chess. Now, the opposite is true. If you know how to play chess, you can sit down with anybody that knows how to play checkers, you'll understand. Because the bishop moves like all the checker pieces. The bishop on the chessboard moves like all the chess pieces, the checkers pieces, sorry, right? And as a matter of fact, the bishop moves like the normal pieces on the checkerboard, and whenever you get a crown, the bishop alone does all that. That's one bishop. On the chessboard, you had two bishops. You got two bishops on both sides, right? So you can do more damage. And then you have all the other pieces around. It's more complex than anything else. So again, China here is playing chess, and it's just that because we're so used to playing checkers, we're trying to define China, but checkers moves. This is what's going on here. This is exactly what's going on here. I'm trying to play something. I understand that it's, in the nature of man, you have to go after whoever's on top. You know what I'm saying? But is China really on top of everything, or is it just China is ahead of everybody when it comes to the economic race? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have more information on that, if you feel like China is on top of everybody on everything, then that's a different story. For now, I just see China as being ahead of everybody because the race seems to be economic. Everybody's chasing money, so China is ahead of that. And because he's ahead of that in that game, then China is able to do other things that demands that you have economic power, right? Now, again, I'm saying that China is the underdog, right? And we know that China is a developing country right now as we speak. And some people suggest that it shouldn't be considered a developing country because it appears to be doing very well in our eyes, right? That's what people like. Nah, China shouldn't be considered a developing country. They go as far as saying that because China is sending people to the moon, to Saturn, and other places like that where other countries are not able to send people to, so therefore we shouldn't consider China a developing country, right? But my thing is, if China thinks it's not fully developed, who's to say that it wouldn't be considered so, right? Like if China itself is not satisfied where he is, right? It's like I want more. I want more than that for me to feel confident and secure enough to be out there and then proclaim that I'm fully developed now. And this is what I'm doing, A, B, C, D, clearly in front of your eyes, right? I gave you the example already of the guy on welfare, right? The welfare line example that I gave you where just because you see someone driving around in Teslas, you know what I'm saying, nice car, doesn't mean that person is not on welfare, right? That person is still developing. You may think that the person is doing well and they shouldn't get a check, right? You may think that way, like, man, the person is pushing the BM, that person shouldn't get a check. But according to that person's state of mind, how he sees things, that person is still developing. Having a BMW is nothing to his stand, is to his stand, to the way he's seeing things. It's not enough, right? So that person is still on welfare, is still developing, food stamps and all, everything. That man feels as though, hey, they're still struggling. The BMW or nothing. You may get impressed, right? You see somebody driving a Tesla, you getting impressed because you're like, man, no, that's the car I've been dreaming of, right? So that person driving it, that person is not struggling no more. That's how you see it, according to you, to your stand, right? Not according to that person's standard. Where you stand, that's how you see it. What about the white man begging outside of a subway station for change and speaking perfect English? Well, we know damn well how valuable white people are in the eyes of many countries. And that man could just board a plane and go there and change things around. Or maybe that person can get a passport for whatever reason, right? And so that person is still developing. Because even though they are qualified to other people's eyes, like that person speaks English, he can jump up and down. There's nothing wrong with his body. Physically, that person is in shape. Blue eye, blonde hair, speaking perfect English, the whole works, right? And you're like, why is he begging money outside of a subway station? That person, as far as I'm concerned, could fly to Thailand somewhere and teach English and change the whole scenario around. But because he can't get a passport, so then that becomes an obstruction to his development. Facts. So that person is still developing. Whenever that person gets all the pieces together, and that person considers like, listen, I'm fully developed. By that time, that person doesn't even want to go nowhere, right? But if that person decides to board a plane and go somewhere, so be it. At that time, that person is ready. But I'm still curious on, you know, like, what scale are we using to measure this developing thing, right? I think like the scale that we should use should be objective or subjective to how the person concerned involved, sees it. If I'm not ready, I'm not ready. You can come to me and say, nah, listen, man, I think you're ready. You ready for this? I may agree with you and go along and jump into it, not becoming the part of the go along, get along, but just go along with that idea of, you saying that I'm ready. So, okay, let me go there. But I may go there and not feel satisfied and fail because I'm not being myself. As a matter of fact, let me retract that. Yeah, just go along to get along. You just going there to get along, right? Because somebody told you, like, listen, you ready. You ready for American Idol. Go over there and sing. You go over there, you don't know what the hell you're doing, right? You're not ready. You should only make moves when your heart's in it and live the phrase, sky's the limit. Again, let me say that. You should make moves when you all in, your heart's in it, and you gotta live the phrase, sky's the limit. Because at that moment, you can live the phrase, sky's the limit. Otherwise, you're not living the phrase, sky's the limit. You're just jumping in because somebody told you to jump in. And then you're going over there, becoming disappointed and regretting that you weren't ready, right? So China has the right to decide when China is ready. China considers itself a developing country because it feels like it's not ready. So who am I to say, like, listen, man, let's not consider them a developing country because they're sending people to the moon. Now let's hear my man, because my man here may have a different opinion, and again, we from a land where our opinions, we have the free speech. So his opinion is as good as mine. I'm only saying that first and foremost, I love China so that people don't get confused while I'm talking about China. I love China, and so what I'm saying, as a matter of fact, is that China has the right to decide whenever he's ready to be considered fully developed. Then it will tell the whole world, yeah, we're no longer developing, we're already developed. Now, China is not looking at the fact that different countries are not looking at them as developing. You know how the saying go, the lion doesn't care about what the gazelle and them are talking about. The lion is not concerned about what the gazelles and them are talking about. China is not concerned about what you are saying that they should do. What they're doing is working in it. They ahead of the game. They are ahead of the game. I don't know if they're ahead of all the games, but they're ahead of that economic game that we're talking about. But let me hear my man here. Let me share the screen again. Unshare this. Stop sharing this. Yeah, let me try to share the screen again, and then we'll get back to the sauce. Get back to the sauce right after this. Share my screen. Let's see. Let's see what's really going on here. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, let me play it from right here when my man is saying, he's saying something. My man right now is saying something. Okay, let me play it. Hopefully y'all can hear it as loud as I can. Cause sometimes, man, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it comes out slow and low. Slow and very low. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear my man. 6 minutes 13. Let's hear my man right here. Oh yeah, by the way, I got my mama's cooking right here though. You know what I'm saying? Like I got some of my mama's cooking right here, man. I can't miss out. Can't miss out. Yeah, man. No more flesh, man. I stopped eating flesh, so yeah, that's what's popping. But yeah, let's get back to my man. What he's saying about China here. Let's just stop right there, man. Let's just stop right there. Tell you what, again, some people don't agree with the fact that China is considered a developing country, right? But again, my thing is, who is to decide that one is fully developed? A country that does not build public toilets because he doesn't need them or he doesn't feel the need to build them may appear to you as if they are still developing. So therefore, let's send all the money to them, right? As if in that one particular country they're not able to build a public toilet, right? But yet you got China where China is saying, listen, we're doing A, B, C, D. We are still developing. We got the means to send people to the moon. But for us, for what we are trying to do, we are not fully developed. So we are still developing. That's similar to a barber. You know, you ever walk into a barber shop these days, they have like master barber, senior barber, junior barber, right? You got titles there. Correct? Correct. So what's stopping a barber from just playing at the level where I'm a barber? So I'm playing the barber, even though I'm a master barber, but I'm a barber because, for whatever reason, I'm developing. I'm developing. Maybe I move into a new area and I'm trying to acquire clientele. And so I'm not going there, even though I'm a master barber, but my pricing might be the barber price for now until I hire somebody else. Once I hire somebody else, then I can play the position of the master barber, and my junior can then play the role of a barber for the price difference. And once the whole shop is fully developed, like everybody's playing the position, then I can consider this business to be fully developed. Check? Check. So China is not listening to you when you are suggesting that it should not being considered fully developed or underdeveloped or developing. For me, I see that China might not please everyone's view on things, but I just feel like China is not being hypocritical with its agenda, It tells you exactly what it's doing, when, how. If there's an issue, let's sit down and talk about it. That's exactly what China is doing. China is not going around and showing you a different face, and then you thinking that there's no agenda behind it. You get all these promises, and then eventually you don't see anything happen. He's telling you exactly. Look, we going to the moon, and after we're going to the moon. We're going on Mars too. We got other things to do over there, but we're still developing. Why? Because to our standard, we are not fully developed. Now, what's wrong with that? Now, let's move right along now. When let me try to play a video where China is like it tells you exactly what it's about to do. It's not hiding. China is not hiding. It's telling you, listen, we got all these means, resources. We going over there, and this is what we plan to do now. If you have a problem with that, we can sit down and have a conversation. But the conversation is just gonna go one way, because if the power lies economically, if the powers lies economically, when we sit down and have a conversation, of course one side will win the conversation, or will be able to convince the other person to come along, if that's what we're measuring the discussion on. So China is not hiding its face, like saying, oh, I'm going left, but meanwhile he goes right. Nah, that's not what China is doing. China is saying, listen, I'm going over there opening a shop, and then China goes there, opens a shop. China says, listen, I'm going to Vancouver, I'm going to do this, I'm going to build a stadium, and that's what China goes there and does. So for you to say that, oh, China it shouldn't be a developing country because he's sending people to the moon, who are you to decide that? China will decide when it's fully developed. When China is ready, he sends. What about China wanting to go to Pluto? Maybe they want to go to Pluto after that, right? So I digress on that, and let me just play my man here. Let me just play my man here. Let me stop sharing this. Am I still sharing this? Let me go right here. What my man is talking about. Blase blah. Listen, listen, my man here, he believes that he has a solution for the whole world to stop China from growing. He believes that. He really believes that. Like he believes in his heart that he has a solution for all of us not to stop China from growing. Right? Man, before I even jump into the solution that he brought to the table, let me tell you something. I'm not quite sure what the world wants to stop China or slow it down, but all the solutions that I see in place, none of it makes sense. And so far, I only saw one, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm also not sure who's in the race, right? It's a race. I'm convinced it's a race because, following Dr. Claude Anderson's ideas, racism, it's a race. Everybody's there. They are racist and trying to get to the finish line. Right now, it's an economic race, and China is ahead, right? So who else is in the race, right? We have to find out who else is in the race, right? If China is one racist, one runner to the finish line, and they're ahead, so who else is running here, right? So we got to figure that one out. We all good in math, right? Logic, right? So A is China, and then let's figure out who else is running in the race. So that's like the unknown. We don't know who else is in the race. So once we figure out who's in the race, then we have to then understand or try to come up with the idea of who do we want to win the race. If it's not China, then who do we want to win the race? Is it black people that we want to win the race? Is it white people? Is it other people? Who is in the race? Is it China, black, white, green, purple, yellow? What is it, right? So once we have everybody in line, right, it's a race, right? Once we have everybody in line and all of us are running to the finish line, China's ahead, and now all of a sudden we want to slow down China, and here's a solution that we have for slowing down China. Let me play it. Let me play it because for right now, what I'm seeing, I'm happy that China is leading the race, rightfully so. This is that Rocky Four moment. For me, this is that Rocky Four moment, man. Right after Apollo Creed died, you know, ever since Rocky 3 and the death of Apollo Creed, those days, like those are the days where you cheered for the underdog. Apollo Creed died, Rocky goes in there, wins everything. That's that moment. That's you counted China out. China, let's start with Chinaman's chance. You have it there in the dictionary, Chinaman's chance. He doesn't even China doesn't even count to your eyes. Like they can't come out of that situation. That's why we felt so confident to even come up with that word, Chinaman's chance. Like they have no chance. But whole and behold, they're ahead of the race now. All of a sudden, they're like, no, 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 they gotta come back. No, they belong over there. They belong behind everybody. That's where they belong at, right? Because they're not playing checkers. You're playing chess. You're playing checkers. You want them to play checkers, but they're playing chess. You just playing an element of chess, which is checkers. Bishops move like chess checker pieces. But let's hear the solution that my man has for us to stop China from growing. If this makes sense to you, then hey, correct me. But to me, this doesn't make any sense. Let's play it. Let's play the solution right here. Okay, my man started with Amazon. Listen, listen, listen. Here's the situation, right? And I'm gonna keep reminding people that I love China because I don't know at what point you know you're gonna start listening to me, and I understand there's so much on my mind that I often drift around. I'm just that type of person, like like I drift around. I got too many ideas, and they all make sense. Each one of them makes sense. So whenever I'm talking about something, I can draw from here, draw from there, draw from here. But you gotta keep in mind that I love China. I'm happy that they're leading. I'm happy where they at right now. But some people are not, and they're saying let's stop China. And mind you, it's the same China that everybody counted out, right? The same China that you didn't think that it would that anything good can come out of it, right? That's the same China. But now all of a sudden they're ahead of the game. What does that mean? Right? And then you want to slow them down. Okay, for what reason though? Because who do you want to be ahead? That hasn't been answered. So, but then okay, so let's forget about who we want ahead. Let's just if the idea is just to slow down China, okay. So how are we going to do it? My man here came up with the solution. But the solution doesn't make sense to me. It may make sense to a lot of people, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. I want to be corrected, or give me a reason to hate Chinese people. Because I don't have a reason to hate Chinese people, because historically it's impossible for black people to hate China. But let's hear what my man has as a solution. Okay, again, before I jump right in, this is the solution that my man came up with, right? Which I'm telling you doesn't make any sense. And if the solution doesn't make any sense, then even the problem is non existent. If the solution that you have for this one particular problem that you've created, the solution doesn't even make sense to that problem, and then when you look at the problem doesn't even make sense. How so? Let me again repeat the same thing I've been repeating since the beginning. China is the underdog. China is not the bully. China is now the bully because it's the bully that been bullied. And the bully that been bullied got tired of being bullied. Now he's bullying everybody. And rightfully so. No, 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 no. That didn't sound right. The man that you bullying got tired of you bullying him. So he just kicked your ass. That's all. He's not going around bullying people. He's not going around bullying people. Just kicked your ass. Kick the bully's ass. So now to stop the bully, okay, to stop this, okay, now China is in the position of leading, like he's leading the race, right? So now you want to slow him down. You say, okay, we're gonna cut off where it hurts the most, the money. So now how you gonna cut off that? You're saying by buying that products that were created in China, but it's because it's owned by a company in America. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, this is Smart Barbershop. What's going on? Yeah, when do you want to come though? When do you want to come? All right, cool. At 7, I'll be there for you. What's your name? Jackie. Okay. Do you know where I'm located? No, I've moved. I'm no longer in TST. I'm in One Chai now. Yeah, I'll send you. Yeah, so before 7, I'll send you the address. It's inside the MTR or exit D. Yeah, exit D, One Chai. Inside the exit. Okay, no problem, man. I'll talk to you some other time. Okay. Cheers. Okay, bye. Okay, let me get right back to what I was saying. And then let me remind the people what we hear, right? We hear because I'm saying I love China, because I don't want people to misinterpret my message, my opinion, or what I think. So therefore, I'm saying what I'm saying because I see that a lot of people are not happy with the position that China has, and they have all kinds of opinions. And so I'm looking at one opinion and trying to understand. Maybe that may lead me to change my opinion about China, because I am now here in China, right? Hong Kong. I'm in Hong Kong over here, right? So now China is leading the way economically, right? But all the other people now, all of a sudden, they're like, no, we got to stop China. We don't know why we want to stop it, but we got to stop it. And we don't know who we want to win. Like, we stop in China so that somebody else wins, but who is the other person that we want to win? We don't know, right? So now all we have is a solution, and the solution is to stop buying things from China. Okay, but then within that same solution, there's a sub solution, which is it's better to buy from a company that still makes things in China. So we put somebody between us and China, and that's okay. That does not make any sense. And if you guys want to practice this theory of, oh, let's stop buying things from China, okay, just start by going in your room, going in anywhere in the living room, anywhere in your bedroom, anywhere in the kitchen, anywhere, wherever you live at, and start picking up things that were made in China and put them in one corner, and then the next day throw them out. Throw them out. Start doing that. And the same person here that's giving you the suggestion to stop buying from China, ask him how many things in the kitchen that he has that's not made in China. He's got to lead now. He came up with the solution. He's got to start it, right? He's got to start with the solution. Like, he came up with the solution. Let's start buying from China. Let's just buy from companies who are not Chinese but are getting this stuff made in China, as if Chinese people are only in China. You got Chinese people in Canada. They own companies there too, right? So how are you gonna stop this? But listen. Again, for me, China was the underdog. We counted China out. Now China is leading the way. All you can do is cheer for them. That's it. That's all you can do. Just cheer. Just cheer, or sit back and wait for your turn. Like, all these ideas, like, let's start buying things from China, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't. Or if I'm wrong, once again, I want to stand corrected. I want somebody to correct me and let me know, how does this make sense? How is that possible? Right? So I'm done here, man. I just wanted to tell people that, my opinion about China will be biased. If you ask me about what you like or you hate about China, there's a panoply of things that I hate, and there's a whole bunch that I love. But at the end of the day, my opinion, it's always biased towards China. So I'm the wrong person, the wrong guy to talk about China. He's doing this, he's doing that. Because when I listen to Malcolm X and I'm following Malcolm X's idea, that makes sense to me, right? So let me just go ahead here and play maybe Brother Ben X, the last conversation that he had with Kwame Brown, and let's see what he had to say. And I'm gonna try to mesh it in with what I just said, because sometimes you gotta use like a third dimensional way of thinking in order to connect things together. So let me try to do that right now. All right, all right, all right. My man had to punch in. You know the way they do it? They punch in everywhere. They don't just punch the clock inside of a factory. It's everywhere. Like, just walk somewhere and you punch in, or you punch over here, you punch over there. It's all the same. It's all connected. So here, let me play Brother Ben X conversation with Kwame Brown. There's a part that I like. He said a lot of things. He even showed you how strong the Chinese are good with marketing. Because a lot of time when we speak, right, we tend to put things in a comical way. But there's some truth in that comical way of putting things. I think he said something about how, a Chinese person will show you like fortune cookies, like, you want cookies, right? And then you come in, they're all smiling, but when you come in, there's more that you could acquire. So they will give you something first, and then, there's a possibility of you acquiring more. They're not forcing you, but, at first they're showing you something maybe to attract you, and then after that they're showing you more, which is not a negative thing. I don't think Brother Ben X was saying that in a negative way, but that's not what I'm trying to show you. What I'm trying to show you in the conversation is something else. So let's just hear it. Let me share this and share that. Let me go ahead and share this then. Uh, 141 is around here. Let me go around here. Share the screen. Let me share the screen real quick for you guys. Share screen. Let me share the screen. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, let's hear what Brother Ben X had to say about whatever he was talking about. But I'm just trying to mesh it with this whole idea of, first of all, why I love China. China was the underdog. We counted China out. China surpassed everybody. Economically, they're number one now. Now everybody wants to slow China down, which is understandable. We always have to go against whoever's on top, and then we always have to go against the top dog, right? So by any means, right? So now, but we gotta know why we're doing it and who we're doing it for, and then all these things. But in the meantime, I'm just wanna listen. I just wanna listen to I'm just gonna play Brother Ben next. Somehow again, I'm going to try to mesh it with everything that I just said.
Conversations like this. We need to do more of this instead of some of the drama. But they like the drama in the mornings. I think they kind of like the drama in the morning time.
And I seen somebody say I thought the NOI already had land. Yes, but the Nation of Islam is not going to be the only group that's needed to save all of our people. All of us collectively are lost found members. So just because we have 1,000 acres and we growing food and things of that nature, that doesn't mean that we don't continue to get more. Especially with social media, young people like this, who the minister has spoken into, we now know how to utilize social media. A lot of arms, and we also have our own school that we just built, and we about to launch the virtual. So if you want to, man.
Yeah. So I definitely appreciate your time. And I know the chat appreciated it. They've been waiting on conversations like this. So we need to do more of this instead of some of the drama. But they like the drama in the mornings. I think they kind of like the drama in the morning time.
And I seen somebody say I thought the NOI already had land. Yes, but the Nation of Islam is not going to be the only group that's needed to save all of our people. All of us collectively are lost found members. So just because we have 1,000 acres and we growing food and things of that nature, that doesn't mean that we don't continue to get more members. So just because we have 1,000 acres and we growing food and things of that nature, that doesn't mean that we don't continue to get more members. So just because we have 1,000 acres and we growing food and things of that nature, that doesn't mean that we don't continue to get more. Academy on Instagram, and if you want to get on the wait, but
we need to do more of this instead of some of the drama. But they like the drama in the mornings. I think they kind of like the drama in the morning time.
And I seen somebody say I thought the NOI already had land. Yes, but the Nation of Islam is not going to be the only group that's needed to save all of our people. All of us collectively are lost found members. So just because we have 1,000 acres,
we need to do more of this instead of some of the drama. But they like the drama in the mornings. I think they kind of like the drama in the morning time.
And I seen somebody say I thought the NOI already had land. Yes, but the Nation of Islam is not going to be the only group that's needed to save all of our people. All of us collectively are lost found members. So just because we have 1,000 acres and we growing food and things of that nature, that doesn't mean that we don't continue to get more.
Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say here, let me try to conclude using Ben X's statement and trying to mesh it with this whole idea that I have about China. First of all, this is the outro part, right? The introduction, I already told you that I love China. China is ahead economically, but that's not the reason why I love China. I'm saying I love China so that people are not confused about where I stand when it comes to China. I'm biased. And the reason why, me as a black person, it's historically impossible for a black person to hate Chinese or China. Let me not talk about its people, but let me talk about China as a whole. Historically, it's impossible. Now, what Brother Bannock said, he said somebody had asked, I thought that the Nation of Islam already has some land, already got things going on for itself. And he replies that it's not just one particular group that needs to cater to the whole of the black community. You know, there's a lot of us. You understand? There's a lot of blacks. It's not just when you say African American. It's not just in the United States. What about the people in Brazil? That's in America too. It's South America, but it's in America too. As a matter of fact, that's where you find the most population of black people after Nigeria. It's in Brazil, and Brazil is in South America, which will make them Afro Americans as well. So now, with that said, and then Venezuela, Cuba, everywhere, you do have a lot of black people. So as a whole, what Brother Ben X is saying is that you shouldn't look at what the Nation of Islam is doing alone. It's how can you contribute as well, or is there another group they're forming so that everybody can come together, just like how the Chinese did, to economically be free and then be able to acquire more. Now, where I want to mesh with the whole idea of China is where Brother Benek said it's not because we have this amount of land that will stop us from acquiring more or wanting to acquire more. You see? So to the Nation of Islam standard, the 1,000 acres might not be enough. The Nation of Islam is still developing. Now, who am I to then look at the Nation of Islam and point fingers and say, no, we should not help the Nation of Islam anymore because they are no longer developing. They fully developed. They should not be considered a developing group of people. This is where I stand with this whole idea of not, you know, allowing China to declare itself still developing because it's sending people to the moon or Mars or anywhere else. On that note, man, I'm gonna stop right there. It was a blessed day. I gotta get back to what I do best. But other than that, man, on the news I saw that China restricted the amount of hours that kids can play video games to 3 hours a week. Man, if it was me, 3 minutes is it's too much. But this conversation I'm gonna have with one of my childhood friend who did well for himself in the video game industry. But it's hunting season right now, so he's out there hunting. He will get back around somewhere around mid-October, he said. So we're gonna have this conversation because he's the right person for me to have this type of conversation with. Because anybody else's opinion when it comes to this video gaming, and China, video gaming in China, I don't see anybody around me who has been to China and who is involved with video games, such as my friend. So I'm gonna, just stay tuned for that conversation, and then we're going to try to find, like, the idea, trying to find, like, if this whole video game restriction is good, bad, or whatever you think, opinion, or do we even, again, does China care what we have to say? Does the lion care what the gazelles and them are talking about, right? So on that note, salute, peace and black power, peace and every power. Leave me a comment if you agree, disagree with what I'm saying to you. But these type of conversation is good to be had. I'm not here to criticize anybody. As a matter of fact, what I may do is maybe have another video what I'm explaining the political ideologies that exist. There's 6 of them, the main ones, and then every country have to choose one. Again, it's not because you're playing checkers that I must also love playing checkers. I'm a chess player. I love playing chess, and so that's my game. But I can have a game of checkers with you. I would rather you having a game of chess with me. But that might be difficult for you to have a game of chess if you're used to just playing checkers. So on that note, peace. How do I end this? Oh, let me read this comment real quick before I end this. My man says he going to throw out his wife. I'm not sure, Messi. I don't know if he should throw out his wife, but whatever it is, that's his prerogative. But on that note, I'm out, man. Salute.